In part 1, I covered the AI tools that handle your thinking and your research, but there are 2 more categories that most people completely overlook, and honestly, this is where things get really interesting. Most people stop at ChatGPT and call it a day, but the creators and professionals who are genuinely ahead right now, they have also figured out how to use AI to create and how to use AI to automate, and that combination, that is where the real leverage is. So in this video, I am covering Category 3, Creative AI, and Category 4, Automation AI. By the end, you will have the complete picture. Let's get into it. Let me ask you something. How long does it take you to create a single visual for your content or your business right now? An hour? 2 hours? What if I told you that with the right tool, that drops to under 5 minutes, and the quality is actually better? That is the creativity gap that AI has opened up, and the tools in this category are the ones that close it. Starting with Midjourney, and I want to be direct here. If you have not tried Midjourney yet, you are genuinely missing out because its superpower is simple. It produces the best AI-generated images, full stop. I have tried every major AI image tool out there, DALL-E, Adobe Firefly, Stable Diffusion, Ideogram, and while they all have their place, none of them consistently produce images that look like a professional photographer or designer made them, except Midjourney. Here is a real example. I needed a cinematic thumbnail background for a video. I typed a single prompt, a futuristic city at night, neon lights reflecting on wet streets, ultra-realistic, and within 60 seconds I had 4 high-quality variations to choose from. Any one of them could have been used professionally. The quality gap between Midjourney and everything else is not subtle. It is obvious, and that quality difference translates directly into time saved, because the fewer revisions you need, the faster you ship. So here is your rule of thumb. If you need stunning visuals and you do not have a designer on call, Midjourney is the answer. Next up, RunwayML, and this one is genuinely mind-bending when you first use it. Its superpower is AI video generation and editing, and more specifically, it can turn a static image into a moving video clip. Think about what that means for a second. You generate an image in Midjourney, you drop it into RunwayML, you type a prompt describing how you want it to move, slow cinematic zoom, dramatic lighting shift, subtle camera pan, and RunwayML animates it in minutes. But it is not just generation. RunwayML's editing tools are equally powerful. Background removal with no green screen, automatic object removal from video footage, AI-powered color grading. These are things that used to require a professional editor and expensive software, and RunwayML handles them in a fraction of the time. For creators, marketers, and small business owners who need video content but do not have a production team, RunwayML is genuinely a game changer. Rule of thumb, if you need video content and you are working without a full production team, RunwayML belongs in your toolkit. Rounding out creative AI, ElevenLabs, and its superpower is the most realistic AI voice cloning available right now. Here is what that means in practice. You upload 60 seconds of your own voice. ElevenLabs clones it, and from that point forward, you can type any text and have it read back in your exact voice, your tone, your cadence, your style, without you ever sitting down at a microphone. Think about the use cases. You could narrate a blog post in your voice without recording it. You could create a voiceover for a video while you sleep. You could even translate your content into another language and have it delivered in your own voice. Now, I want to be clear here. Always disclose when you are using an AI voice. Transparency is not just ethical. It builds trust with your audience. But used responsibly, ElevenLabs is one of the most powerful content leverage tools available right now. Rule of thumb, if you want your voice on more content without recording every single time, ElevenLabs is your tool. So to quickly recap creative AI, Midjourney for stunning visuals, RunwayML for video creation and editing, ElevenLabs for voice cloning and narration. 3 tools, 3 completely different superpowers, each one eliminating a specific creative bottleneck that used to require a specialist. Now here is where I want you to really pay attention, because the first 3 categories, everyday AI, specialist AI, creative AI, they all save you time while you are actively working. But automation AI saves you time while you are not working, and that is a fundamentally different kind of leverage. Think of it this way. Every tool we have covered so far requires you to open it, prompt it, and use it. Automation AI runs in the background, connecting your tools, moving your data, and executing your workflows without you touching a thing. Let me show you the 2 tools I use for this. Starting with Zapier, and its superpower is being the easiest no-code automation tool available. If you have never used an automation tool before, Zapier is where you start.
The core idea behind Zapier is almost embarrassingly simple. If this happens, do that. That is it. You pick a trigger, something that happens in one app, and you pick an action, something that happens automatically in another app as a result.
Let me give you a real example that I actually use. Every time a new email arrives in Gmail with the label invoice, Zapier triggers automatically. It sends the email content to ChatGPT, which extracts the key invoice details. Those details get logged automatically into a Google Sheet, and then a Slack notification fires saying new invoice logged. That entire workflow happens without me touching anything. And here's the part that most people underestimate. You set that workflow up once and then it runs forever, every single time, without fail. If you are non-technical, if you have never built an automation before, and you want to start reclaiming hours of your week, start with Zapier. It is the most approachable entry point into automation that exists right now. Now, once you have experienced what automation can do, and you start wanting more power, more customization, and frankly, more control over your data, that is when you graduate to N8N. N8N is open source, which means it is free to self-host, and it is node-based, which means you build automations visually by connecting blocks together. It sounds more technical than Zapier, and honestly, it is, slightly, but the payoff is enormous. Here is a workflow I built in N8N that would have cost a significant amount per month on Zapier. Every time I publish a new YouTube video, N8N triggers automatically. It downloads the transcript, sends it to ChatGPT, which generates a video summary, a 5-tweet thread, and a LinkedIn post, posts the tweet thread to Twitter automatically, posts the LinkedIn article automatically, and logs everything into a Notion database for my records. One trigger, 6 automated actions running every single time I publish without me doing anything after the initial setup. Now, which one should you use? Here is the honest answer. Start with Zapier if you are non-technical and want results fast. Graduate to N8N when you want full control, unlimited customization, and you want to stop paying per task. All right, let's bring this all together. Across Part 1 and Part 2, we have now covered 10 tools across 4 categories. Everyday AI, ChatGPT for obedience and complex tasks, Gemini for multimodal inputs, Claude for quality first drafts. Specialist AI, Perplexity for fast, accurate information, NotebookLM for source-grounded research. Creative AI, Midjourney for stunning visuals, RunwayML for video creation, ElevenLabs for voice cloning. Automation AI, Zapier for easy no-code automation, N8N for powerful open-source automation. And here is how they all connect in a real workflow. You use ChatGPT or Gemini to ideate and research, Claude to write the first draft, Perplexity to fact-check, NotebookLM to verify against your sources, Midjourney to generate visuals, RunwayML to create video, ElevenLabs to add voiceover, and Zapier or N8N to automate the entire distribution process. That is not 10 separate tools. That is one connected system. And the professionals who have figured this out are not working harder than everyone else. They are working with a fundamentally different setup. Here is the thing I want to leave you with. You do not need more AI tools. You need the right ones, used in the right order. And now you have that system. Before I go, a few more tools worth knowing about that did not make the main list but are genuinely useful in the right context. Gamma for AI-powered presentations, Notion AI for notes and documents, Otter AI for meeting transcription, Descript for AI video and podcast editing, and Canva AI for quick graphic design. None of these made the core list because they are not tools I reach for every single day, but depending on your workflow, one or more of these could be exactly what you need. That is the complete AI toolkit. Part 1 covered everyday AI and specialist AI. This video covered creative AI and automation AI. Together, that is everything you need to build a system that genuinely works. If this was useful, subscribe. I put out videos like this every week. And if you have a question about any of the tools we covered, drop it in the comments. I read every single one. See you on the next one. Have a great one.